What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan in the End here on the Just Blaze Closing Network. And I am your host, Stephen Rochelle, and obviously the big man to my right, Mr. Big Bed Troop. How are we feeling Wednesday after Super Bowl Sunday?
Listen, look, I've never heard so many people say "Go Birds" in my life. Like just random people who don't even root for Philly, right? Don't even root for Philly. If they got on green, they just saying "Go Birds." If you are an Eagles fan, and I mean this, you couldn't have scripted this better. It's almost like you saying, like, I can only imagine if you say, look, because we give so much respect to Kansas City, as we should. But it's one of those things you say, we just want this one, man. Like, we want to be able to say we killed another dynasty. And with the same quarterback that started the season, with our former starter, who's now a backup on the other team, the head coach who started the early dynasties, when you talk about Philly, even though they wasn't able to get over the hump, it's like, Cooper DeJean, he's a freaking birthday, pick six, Zach Bond, he get a pick. And look, Vic Vagiano, let me tell you something. Vic Vagiano, he said, I don't got to get cute. I don't think that offensive line for Kansas City that good. I think my defensive line gonna eat. And boy, the fact that Jalen Carter is the best D lineman for Philly, and he didn't have a sack. Now, it didn't seem like he didn't. It seemed like everybody that played D line had a sack, but it. And I like the best part was everybody thought, okay, after halftime, Kansas City gonna come out. They got garbage touchdowns at the end of the game. The fact that Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes in another Super Bowl. This is the second time he's outplayed him. Led the league in passing. Led the team in passing yards. Led the team in rushing yards. You were able to neutralize Saquon, and you still dominated. Like, you dominate. I haven't seen a performance like that. The last time I seen a performance like that defensively, I want to say 2013 when Seattle went up against Denver, and they made Peyton Manning look about as normal and mediocre as possible. Look, once again, this is not about what Kansas City didn't do. It's about what Philadelphia didn't let them do. We ain't letting them do nothing. I'm talking about they just put a cameraman so confused, and I'm talking about the Taylor Swift cameraman. He just put the camera on her. I don't know why he put the camera on her. Travis Kelce was on a milk carton. You could not find him. And
I think that's probably one of the more surprising things is that not only did he not have a catch, but they were in his head. They had, like, I don't know if you've seen some of the clips of C.J. Gardner-Johnson put his arm behind his back, chirping at him. We already knew it was going to happen. Him trying to shove around Big Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter both looking at him like, boy, what are you doing?
Chauncey, listen, everybody in life needs a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on their team for this reason. He means every word he says. He's talking trash in his dreams. He's getting out the butt, but he backs it up. I think he, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was tied for the league lead the last time he was with Philly when they went to the Super Bowl. I think he tied for the league lead for picks. I want to say he had about 5 or 6 picks this year. Philly has the perfect defense for any offense. I got a front four that's interchangeable, Jordan Davis, and you talk about Sweat, you talk about Milton Williams, you talk about Jalen Carter, you talk about Nolan Smith. These guys going in and out. I got an all-pro linebacker that hits everything that moves. I got 2 rookies. I forget that 2 rookies starting it in the slot corner and the left corner, and you can't move the ball
I got to go right here, brother. Was that the best Super Bowl defensive performance you've seen in your lifetime? Like, you've already said the Legion of Boom and what they did to Peyton, but
yes,
this was kind of a little bit different than that.
I would say this. These are the three I would put y'all in the category with. I'm always say 2024 Philadelphia Eagles, 2002 Tampa Bay Bucks. 4. 2013 Seattle Seahawks, and 2000 Baltimore Ravens. I'll put them right there because Dexter Jackson got defensive MVP of that 2002 season. That's the other safety. That's the safety beside John Lynch. Ray Lewis obviously got it in 2000. Malcolm Brown got it, I want to say with Seattle. And here's the thing. Just say Jalen Hurts has an okay game. You don't know who to give it to on defense. You have to give it to the defense. You don't know because everybody had moments. And I think Vic Fangio, this is what he said. He goes, listen, everybody's waiting to see this. Everybody waiting to see our offense, Saquon, Jalen, Devonta Smith. I get it. Everybody's waiting to see, oh, man, is this a game that Patrick Mahomes look like Patrick Mahomes? And he goes, wait, just what? Because in the meeting rooms, what you like the most, Steve, is this what the coaches say. Coach Fangio will say, look, fellas, they can't block us. People go, oh, Steve Spagnuolo, he sent a blitz. You sent a blitz because your D-line ain't getting there. Man, it was Patrick Mahomes was running for his life. At a certain point, the game was so far over, people going, he's getting outside of the pocket. He can't do anything. What? He can't. Even that big touchdown pass to Xavier Worthy at the end of the game, people, oh my God, the comeback. It's over. Listen, no greater disrespect to Kansas City and no greater beatdown of Philly when you say, hey, yo, Kenny Brick, hey, jump on in there. What? Pick it. Get on in there. What? No. Jalen, you done. Game's over. Like,
what a moment for Kenny, man. Grows up a Jersey boy, Eagles fan. Gets to come here this year as the backup, get some playing time because Jalen gets hurt, and they blow out the defending world champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
And he gets playing time because you beat him so bad. There's just so many stories you were just talking about. Vic Fangio basically utterly shutting down what Patrick Mahomes was with no blitz. Not a single blitz.
He didn't have to. He didn't. Nick Sirianni, I'm happy for him because he becomes the head coach, and when you coming behind a Doug Peterson, it's, oh, can he do what Doug did? Can he do what Doug did? They said, well, he's going to do it in a different way. He's been at 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, and he's doing it with essentially some of the same core players. You still got the same quarterback. You got a different running back. You've added some guys on defense. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was in the back end the first time. He's in the back end. It's like Nick won with his guys. He goes, no. There are certain guys that I want. Like, I believe Chauncey Gardner-Johnson represents the mentality and attitude of a Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni don't like people. I mean, this man is Italian, and I'm the head coach of Philly. That's like you talking about a dream come true. And when he finally won it, it's like he goes, oh my freaking, like, dude, like, and I said when I was talking to Wiley, I said, look, Jalen Hurts wants to be iconic, man. Jalen Hurts has that humble confidence. He's humble, but underneath it all, he don't like nobody. Jalen top 5 now. It's Jalen top 5.
We have to talk about this.
You talking about top 5 quarterback in the league? Yes, because Jalen just proved this. If you are in attendance for the NFL honors, that means you're not at the Super Bowl. So Lamar and Josh and Joe Burrow, they're in it, suited and booted, trying to see who's gonna win MVP. Well, here's the thing: what matters more, winning the regular season MVP and you're a second team All Pro, or getting the Super Duper Bowl MVP? Because why did everybody was shocked because Eli Manning didn't get in first ballot? He's a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Now, outside of that, it ain't much to talk about with Eli. But here's the thing. Iconic status means this. I won the greatest thing you can win in sports. I won the Super Bowl, and I'm crowned Super Bowl MVP. So is Jalen top 5? Yes, for 2 reasons. One, he's doing it in Philly, period. Like, I'm doing it in Philly. 2, I just beat the poster child. I just beat the face of the league, and I didn't just beat him now. And it wasn't just me, because even Jalen was giving a shout out to the defense. But yes, he's top 5. And from now on, how much are we really going to care about? Let me tell you who made these regular season awards irrelevant. Jalen made it irrelevant. Saquon made it irrelevant because Saquon should have won it. Saquon should have won MVP. But we said this. Remember, Steve? We said they better win the Super Bowl. This is week 18. He's not playing in the game. I said they better win the Super Bowl because he could have broke the record. And I guarantee you, Sirianni said, "Dude, just trust me, man. Like,
He did break the record. He broke the all-time rushing yards record in a season. He rushed for 2,500 yards, including the postseason. He broke the record that mattered, if you ask me.
He did, and the ultimate team guy that I've ever seen as a superstar is Saquon. Saquon is.
I've seen it. Everyone's snapping about the play. Who was the one calming everyone down? Oh, that was Saquon Barkley running up and down the sideline. Chill, everybody. We got this. And then coming back to Jalen now, right? You just said he debunked the poster child. He should be the poster child. Jalen Hurts. His career is the epitome of what you want out of your quarterback, out of a professional, out of a role model. Was at the top of his game in college. Yep. Had Tua come in there, does nothing but be the consummate teammate. Backs up Tua to the point of even coming back the next season, knowing he wasn't going to start, and helped Tua out. Still helps him win the championship game. Goes to Oklahoma, does his thing. Then he comes here to Philadelphia. What happens? He's sitting there in a mucked up situation with Carson Wentz, and when he's brought it in here, so. Does what he has to do here, and he's done nothing but win since he's came in the league. Two Super Bowls, a Super Bowl win, Super Bowl MVP, and he does it with a class, man. The way that he's done this, I'm like, listen, that's your role model. That's your poster child, and that's exactly why Team Jordan had the video posted.
Oh man, that to me that was the one. They knew what they bought. That's what sealed it. The commercial. People go, oh, he had already aired that. Yeah, it was already ready to go. Because here's the thing. Let's go the other way. Thank God it didn't. You would be so sick of hearing about Patrick Mahomes had they won it. Oh my God, they'll be talking about it on non-sports networks. But Jalen Hurts, what Jalen Hurts represents is football players who aren't everybody's media darling. He goes, so listen, the same way Philadelphia Eagles fans say, listen, they hate us and we hate them. We don't care that they hate us. We don't need them. We root for the birds. And if you ain't the birds, we don't root for you and we don't care. Jalen Hurts sitting there outside the locker room, smoking a cigar, holding a Lombardi trophy, just soaking it all in. To me, that picture and that moment is iconic because he finally gets to go, dude, like, I don't want this moment to pass, and I go, oh, no, I want to soak it all in. Went up to his lady after the game, gave her a big kiss. Went up to Patrick Mahomes, said, man, listen, man, I love what you do to the respect level. But underneath it all, Jalen is like another Philadelphia legend. When Will Smith played the movie Ali, and at the end when he beat George Foreman, he got his mouth open like, you got to eat your words. You know how many people? You know how many producers and analysts saying, dude, like, I don't think he could do it. I don't think he's this. No. We like box scores. We like 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, 4 That's what we like. Has Lamar ever played in the Super Bowl? Lamar's never played in the AFC Championship. Can Josh Allen beat Patrick Mahomes in an AFC Championship? He can't do it. Jalen Hurts has stared that monster in the face twice. He lost by a field goal the first time. And the second time, he says, look, I say this. I go, I'm happy because A.J. Brown, he get his Super Bowl. And Devonta Smith, they said Devonta Smith lost his state championship in that same stadium. He gets to come back for the Super Bowl. Bond was brought in to be a special teams guy. He's a freaking first team All-Pro. Jalen Hurts, to me, is going to go down in history as one of the greatest stories in NFL history because he says, hey, dude, you want a Super Bowl? Yeah, well, I wanted in Philly. And he's like, but he said, but listen, like just like all the other greats, I want more than one. People always ask, man, what's your favorite ring? The next one. The next one going to be my favorite because they young. I mean, Jalen Hurts.
It's insane. I think
26, 25, 22, 23.
I think Lane Johnson and Darius Slay are the only two players over 34 years old on the team.
Wow.
Only two players.
I will say
this. Crazy, man.
Listen, I will say this about Jalen Hurts. 26-2 in college and got benched. That happens nowhere else because they were transitioning from the running game to the passing game. Mm-hmm. Well, think about this with Nick Saban. Every player under Nick Saban played under Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley has coached two Heisman Trophy winners and 2 first overall picks in Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. Nick Saban, every single Heisman at Alabama came under Nick Saban. Devonta Smith, Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, Bryce Young. The only reason now Nick Saban get to say, "Hey man, out of all those guys, which one you thought would have won a Super Bowl?" He wouldn't say he popped Jalen. Why? Because Jalen can handle scrutiny. People go, "How do you know he was built to be a Philadelphia Eagle?" He got coached under Nick Saban. He got benched. He didn't whine. He didn't complain. He came in the next year after getting benched. So he won a national championship. He's won the SEC championships. He's won the SEC Player of the Year. He was the Heisman Trophy runner-up when he went to freaking Oklahoma. So when people say, "Is he built to be an Eagle?" I say this all the time. The Eagles organization, everybody want to play there. Everybody ain't built to play there. I'm telling it is a different level of expectation when you wear that green and white. And for me, it's that conversation that Saquon had when he first come to the team. He's talking to Jalen and he's asking him about, "Hey man, like greatness." And he said, "Yeah, man." He said, "Oh man, I think I'm him." He said, "I have doubts now. I have doubts." He said, "But dude, if you win in Philly, that means I'm built for it. I ain't nobody give me nothing." And I get it. It's gonna start over again in 2025 because people gonna say, okay, they won it, but can they? No. They've won it, period. It don't matter, can they do it again? Certain players ain't even going to no Super Bowls. There are gonna be players, because people kept saying, "Hey man, what quarterback you think will keep players from winning Super Bowl?" People like Patrick Mahomes. I said, I think it's Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen don't mind. He wanted Saquon Barkley. He wanted A.J. Brown. He wanted Devonta Smith. He wanted Dallas Gold. He want all these names, all these big names, first-team All-Pros. Jalen go, "I'm not a first-team All-Pro. I don't care about no first-team All-Pro." Why? Dude, he said, "I want to win and I want rings." Well, where does that come from? I was at Alabama. You think Alabama just want to win game? Dude, we want rings. So I think that culture that he come from was the culture that he was able to take to Oklahoma, and that's what you getting with a Jalen Hurts who, like I say, man, keep your girl away from him, bro. If she say, "Can I meet Jalen Hurts?" Hell no. Mm-hmm. No. You better no, and I'm gonna check his DMs too to see if you no, I hope to talk to him one day just so I can look at him and say, "Jalen, I know you humble, I know you a God-fearing man. But if you had to look in that camera and tell the doubters, what would you say to him?" Knowing him, he'll go, "Nothing." I wouldn't tell him nothing because I give people reason to hate because I'm an anomaly. I don't fit. Now, the new age quarterback is the mobile quarterback. He is the mobile quarterback. He is nowadays, if all you're gonna do is sit in that pocket and throw passes, you are a dinosaur. Because you got to be able to improvise. And I was just happy for Saquon and Nick Sirianni. I was happy for Darius Slay. Shout out to that Brunswick, Georgia boys. I was happy for I was happy for that Georgia D-line. Happy for guys like Nakobe Dean. Because had they lost, he's like, "Dang, I got hurt." He gets his ring. And like I said, they want it. And them being so young, they know how to. That's a lot of alpha. The best moment of the Super Bowl was this. A.J. Brown ain't getting the ball. He comes to the sideline. He says something to Nick Sirianni. Who pulls him to the side? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. The guy who's, he's saying, bro, it's going to be cool, man. Keep playing. He ends up getting his touchdown. Devonta Smith get his touchdown.
Literally, he got his touchdown in 3 minutes later.
It's one of those. That's why you.
It's like, man, I need to shut up. It's like I need to shut up.
Oh yeah, listen. Chauncey went up to him and said, "Dude, this ain't the time. Why? We want to win this thing." And here's the thing, because Chauncey knows this. They already wet. They want us to lose so they can talk about you reading the books on the sideline. They want us to lose. They're gonna use moments that had nothing to do with winning and losing the game to say, "Oh, see him and Sirianni." No, we fiery dudes, man. We all alpha males. We grown men. But Chauncey realized, don't let these people, we don't have family feuds in public. That kind of stuff is handled in private, man. And it don't make the news. What happened
the thing you're talking about right there, that's why these guys play their butts off for Nick Sirianni. Because he takes these bullets for him. These ones. Yep.
He's a Steve, look, I don't know what it was like for you, sir. Just because they get the first touchdown. And here come the pick. Let me tell. Oh, and I got to say this. Oh my God, my son plays quarterback. He's always talking about Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that. I say Patrick Mahomes does things you're not supposed to do, but he wins games, so we let it go. Like behind the back passes, no look passes. That Cooper DeJohn pick. Let me tell you what he did. He rolled to the right and he threw back across his body. All Cooper said, "There's no way he's gonna throw this." He's like, he's gonna.
His eyes probably got as big as a freaking tiger's. Like, oh, he did.
Listen, Cooper. I don't know how many birthday. You're 22 years old. You've had 22 of them.
Ain't nothing topping that.
There's not going to be a greater birthday gift than my rookie season. I picked up Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl for a touchdown. I mean, listen. When people say, "Man, he should have just went," no. Cooper, like, man, I'm trying to get in that zone. He was zigzagging. He got in that, and to me, I said, "You're not snatching momentum back from these dudes because if Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce ain't on the same page, nobody out there can beat." When he missed that wide open throw to DeAndre Hopkins before the half, I said, "Dude,
I don't know that." I was like, "Yeah, they're done."
They're done. I mean, I would say this: as far as a Super Bowl performance from start to finish, I don't think you're gonna ever see a performance like that. I just don't, because
when I first think about it, I think about the 91-92 Hog team when they came out in the Super Bowl and just started beating the crap. Man, and that was one of the years where we and you talk about this all the time. That was an Eagles Super Bowl win if Randall Cunningham wasn't injured.
Yeah,
that Washington Redskins team would not have beaten that Eagles team. But that's how it all transpired. The Redskins put a great team together, a great run together, and it just Mark Rippon did his thing that year.
I'm just saying, Doug Williams, I guarantee you, reached out to Jalen Hurts and said congratulations. Donovan McNabb, Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, Ben Young, Jaws, any quarterback that's ever come through Philly. And this is minus Nick Foles. We get the Nick Foles. I'm talking about started game one and made it to the Super Bowl. They get to sit down with Jalen Hurts and say, "Dude, how?" He says, "Man, look, I am not different from y'all. I just understand. I understand what it takes to win here, and I want to win it all because, in a sense, I am validation for y'all. I get to tell y'all story of how hard it is to do this thing. But here's the thing: I'm happy of who I did it against, because had it been anybody other than Patrick Mahomes, it would have been. Well, it wasn't a Kansas City. It wasn't. No, yes, it. Oh, no. Because here's the thing: I said this. Kansas City gave two teams a do-over. They played San Francisco twice, different quarterbacks. They beat them both. They said, and I'm giving Philly another chance, not giving to him, and I'm playing them again. I got the same quarterback. And if you are Jalen Hurts, them private conversations he's having with his lady and his family saying, "Listen, I'm not losing this game. I know it's just a game, but somebody got to lose, and it's going to be them." Now, they say Coach Vangio said, they said he closed the door and told the defense, "Ain't y'all sick of hearing this, dude? Ain't y'all sick? People think we finna, somebody got to lose to the three-peaters. Somebody got to lose. It ain't going to be us." He said, "It's never been a three-peat winner in the NFL. Y'all want to be the first team because of it? Not on my watch." And Jordan,
you got to think about it. The Eagles have now, as a franchise, stopped 3 different three-peats. People forget about the Green Bay Packers in 1960. People forget about that. They won two years prior. We beat them in 60. They then took them 5 more years to finish the three-peat when they started creating the Super Bowl and all that. That's one three-peat we stopped. Obviously, we sandwiched one in between the Pats, not allowing them to get one.
Yes.
But this is another official one where you stop a three-peat. Yo, if this is the medieval times, are the Philadelphia Eagles not the Dragon Slayers of the medieval world?
They listen. They are the dragon and the dragon. So we are both. We are killing ourselves at this point, because I think the thing about the Eagles is the Eagles. When you think about Philadelphia, if you've never been there, gritty city, love their sports, love their cheesecake, love their town. Like, we love Philly. We from Philly. And the thing about it is, that's how Philly plays. It's like you take on the persona and mentality of a whole city. That way, when Philly wins, they go, look, dude. Everybody from Philly is biased as hell when it comes to their teams. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the Phillies. I don't care if it's the 76ers. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's the Eagles. But the Eagles get to mean something different because you pack these big stadiums, right? You get all these eyes on you. So the LaShawn McCoys of the world, the Deshaun Jacksons of the world, former Eagles say, hey, man, I played on other teams, but I'm an Eagle, bro. Like, you say, I played on other squads. And I think when they won it, it's almost like when Kenny Pickett comes into the game, it's like as an Eagles fan, you're like, dude, that's it. Like, what? Oh, shoot, they took Jalen out. It's like Nick Sirianni had to tell everybody, hey, we can breathe now. What? It's over. Yeah, but they got time on the clock. The refs can't help them. The clock can't help them. And just imagine when you are beating up Patrick Mahomes so bad. Patrick Mahomes are throwing, this is garbage time. He's throwing garbage touchdowns. Yeah, Xavier Worthy got touchdowns. I'm not taking it from him, but it's like somebody say, yeah, man, I scored 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. For real? Yeah, but we lost 40 to really. It's like, yeah. And like I said, Nick Sirianni about to be the highest paid coach in the NFL, as he should be. Not because he just won a Super Bowl, because he's been to 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, right?
Yeah,
he's validated.
I wanted to go over with you, Ben. We got a bunch, as far as the Eagles go, we got a bunch of guys that are expiring contracts. Josh Sweat is about to get paid like no other defensive end after the Super Bowl got paid before ever. The week before the Super Bowl, he switched agents, and now Drew Rosenhaus is his agent. After getting 2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl, guess what? He's getting more than $10 million a year.
He's gonna get $20 million a year.
Yeah, maybe. Another one is Milton Williams. He's getting paid.
He is.
He's been stuck behind Fletcher Cox. He's been stuck behind Jordan Davis. He's stuck behind Jalen Carter. He knows there ain't no way he's getting paid in Philadelphia. He's going somewhere and getting paid. And if I had a bet right now, he will be a Los Angeles Ram next season. I will bet it now.
I mean, I will say this. Josh Sweat is probably gone because he's going to cost so much money. And, y'all GM does a great job. He's a wizard when it comes to this salary cap. But even he has limitations because you got Devonta Smith signed his new deal before last season. They gave A.J. Brown a contract extension. I don't know if they're going to try to give Saquon some more money because of the season he just had. I don't know if Jalen Hurts going to want to renegotiate because of what he just did. You got Jordan Davis. You got Jalen Carter. You got Nakobe Dean. You got 2 Ricky. Now, you got a bunch of Rickies on the cut. The smartest thing is a lot of these guys are first and second year and third year guys. So Jalen Carter is a year 2. What? He got 5. You got this man for at least 5 more years because you got 3 years under his current deal left, and then you can franchise him twice, right? I think I will say this. Josh Sweat is going to get a lot of money, but he's going to go somewhere else. Milton Williams is going to get a lot of money and go somewhere else. And guess what? Y'all are going to be just fine because you'll be able to bring it. Because y'all just won, you'll be able to get quality veteran players for salary type, cap friendly numbers. Because they know, like, if I'm a D tackle coming to Philly, I'm saying, we got Jordan Davis right here. We got Jalen Carter. Yeah. Okay, so they're going to be our starters, right? We need some guys to come in. If Nolan Smith get a chance to compete for a starting job now, right? He's going to be able to compete. Nakobe Dean, he got hurt. He'll be back. Now, I think the number one priority on defense, you got to sign Bond back. You got to sign him back because he's the – look, I love the whole defense. He's the one that makes it go. Bond, I'm like, what? He's the one that makes it go. Darius Slay, I think they'll probably give him probably another year. He's probably got 1 solid year left in him.
I heard the rumor is that he is coming back, but not as a player. I heard that he's going to be a coach next season.
That'd be beautiful. That'd be great.
Like, I mean, he wants to, as he's saying, he wants to come and continue to teach his kids, as he says.
Hey man, that would be beautiful. That would be
if he's not a player and that's his final game. Bravo. If he gets to come back as a coach and can still be a part of this team in some way, shape, or form, I'm good with that. I already told you. Outside of McCullum, You know, I like Kaylee Ringer on the other side of him. You know, I don't mind that.
Basically in the draft, Philadelphia just gonna go back to Athens. They're gonna tell Kirby Smart, give it who you got for us. Why? Because we got our whole D line is almost Georgia. We got a cornerback in Ringo. You know, we're gonna be able to add some pieces. We got N'Kobe Dean at linebacker. We got Nolan Smith and Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter at D end. At D end and D tackle. We got your cornerback. We need a safety. You know, we need because the one thing Philly showed this year is N'Kobe Dean got hurt, didn't miss a beat. Why? Because we got depth on top of depth. We got guys. Nolan Smith got to start Nolan Smith was the most consistent player in the playoffs for the Eagles. He was killing guys coming off that edge. And like I said, Jalen Carter didn't have a sack in the Super Bowl. And you can't even tell.
He got double teamed 19 snaps. 19 snaps.
And guess what? Fangio said if they're going to be double teaming Carter, we got to eat. And they ate. Milton Williams is still eating. Sweat killing them tackles. Jordan Davis got in on the act. Bond
ended up having the one play where they had Travis lined up over Nolan Smith, and before he even got out of his stance, Nolan was 2 steps behind him.
I'm happy. Listen, Nolan Smith, Savannah Georgia kid, got a chance to interview him. But like I said before, he went to Georgia. It's what he said to the GM when he got drafted. I think he was the 30th overall a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, they were like, "Oh, why'd you waste a pick on this kid?" 30th overall.
Listen, when Jordan, so they get Jalen Carter, right? They come back. Think about this. They did it in pairs 2 years. They get Jordan Davis and N'Kobe Dean 1 year. The next year, they get Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. When Nolan Smith gets drafted, he's talking to the GM on the phone. They got to call you and say, "Hey man, congratulations." He said, "Hey man, me being a Florida guy, man, I don't know how I feel. Keep drafting all you Georgia guys." And Nolan said something that will always. He said, "Yeah, because you want to win. You want to win though." And it's like everybody in that room understood. Look, dude, we ain't just coming from these colleges, man. We coming with a mentality. I don't want to go from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill. And they believe. Nolan Smith is funny. After the game, they was interviewing him. He said, "Coach Fangio, man," he said, "that dude old, but he know what he's talking about." He said, "He know what he's talking about." Listen, when Fangio was the head coach for the Denver Broncos, right, ready to be a head coach, wrong team. If I go to the wrong team, I'm gonna look like a bad coach. But and I just think that Fangio, yes, he's gonna probably end up being on He's going to be on somebody's head.
I think he's Jim Johnson status. I think he will be the defensive coordinator here until he can no longer do anything on this earth anymore. He's kind of pretty much already said that.
Well, listen, maybe, and he's going to be what's the freaking offensive coordinator now for New England? He's back.
I don't even know who the offensive coordinator is. That's something we have to figure out.
I'm telling you who he was. He used to be the head coach for Denver. He was the offensive coordinator all them years up with Tom Brady and them, and he got the head coach's job at Denver. He didn't do good. He the one that drafted Tim Tebow. When he can't hold on. When I tell you his name, he's basically what I'm saying with Fangio is he's saying, look, I don't need to be a head coach for validation, man. I want to be able to coach these youngins up, get them ready to go. And like I said, Steve, for this Super Bowl, I hate to use the word domination, but it was dumb.
Nah, it was worse than that. We were talking about it all week, Ben, that this was not just a beat. It was B to A's, brother. Belts to asses.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing about it. They got beat from Jump Street. It wasn't like how it was in the Green Bay game where the first snap of the game or even the Commanders game, the first. No, it wasn't like that, but as soon as the second series got done, everyone adjusted, was like, you know what, we got this. And then all it was just a mauling up front on both sides.
Yep.
And it continued to happen. I will give props because we were talking about this last week. Nick Wright talking all the nonsense. They shut Saquon. They did kind of shut Saquon down. He started over 100 total yards. He still touched the ball almost 25 times a game and came up with multiple big first downs. Same thing with Jalen. Came up with multiple big first downs with his arms, with his legs. It was just one of those things where it's like you couldn't have put it a Disney script better and written it any other way. Yeah, there was just so many different storylines to it that you talked about. Devontae Smith, basically spending his entire football career in the Louisiana Superdome and being able to come back there to win his first professional championship is a special moment. There's clips on the sideline that them two, you deserve this, that, and the third. Things with Jalen doing what we talked about. He had a talk with Chris Long after the NFC Championship game. Chris seen him, everyone's partying, everything. Jalen's just a stoic guy. He's like, finish the job, man. Do what you got to do. He's like, you know what, Chris? It's already been written. Listen, there was just something special about this team. I don't think anyone was going to be able to deny it. It'll be interesting to see if we can get over that the stigma that happens after the Super Bowl winners is getting back there. Can they repeat? Can they go back to back? I don't think we would be able to put together 3 in a row, but I do think this team's capable of winning 2 in a row when you look at the landscape of the league and look what everyone else is going in everyone's direction. I think we have a year or 2 before anyone can catch us.
Oh, y'all might have more than that, because I think here's the thing. Nick Sirianni did a great job of letting his GM pick the players. Look, man, I'm not going to bother you. I'm going to trust you. Then it's the offseason in 2023, and it hits. I mean, the GM goes, Saquon Barkley is a free agent. What the? Call him. Call him right now. Call his agent right now. Yo, listen. Y'all taking the visit? Yeah. Is he at home right now? Yeah. Hey, man, send him over. As a matter of fact, we'll send the plane. We'll send the plane to him. What do you mean? He's not leaving. We're signing him. Tell him he's gonna be in the green and white, and tell him that the Giants told me to tell him we don't think he's that good. What? Click. What? Piss him off, right? When I saw that, when I said I can't remember what I was doing. I said, what? Breaking news. What? Saquon Barkley is an Eagle, because that you got rid of Swift and those guys. You was already explosive. Now it's like Saquon Barkley has been the best player for the New York Football Giants since he got drafted. He just ain't have nobody else. It was really nobody else around him. And to think, the team that had you under contract told you, man, we're going to let you hit free. And he was like, all right, cool. He goes, and next thing you know, it's like, we might have made a mistake. Yeah, we made a big mistake. Number one, we chose Daniel Jones over him. Daniel Jones is no longer, a New York Football Giant as well. And then I imagine Devonta Smith and AJ Brown and Dallas and Lane Johnson, those guys saying they sitting there chilling. He going, sweetie, wait. We just got Saquon Barkley. What? We just got him. Look, this better not be Adam Shep, because all these spam accounts. You got to make sure. You got to, it's like, listen, you drive in the car, pulling over, walking in a random pub, saying, hey, could y'all put it on ESPN real quick? Shut up. I just got it. Oh, my God. All right. Mind you, your car is still in traffic. You ain't turned your car off. And I'm not even I'm a football fan first. So I'm a fan of these players. And I said, Nick Sirianni went home and told his wife, if we don't do it this year, you don't find teams like this. You don't find teams that got all pros in the O-line, Lane Johnson. You don't got listen, not gonna be an all pro, but plays like an all pro, Jalen Hurts, right? All pro, first team all pro running back, first team all pro defensive tackle, right? The 2 best rookie cornerbacks in the freaking league. Period. A back end, you can't play the cornerback position as a veteran better than Darius Slay. Darius Slay be running routes for these receivers. They scared to throw at him. And I need an all pro at linebacker. I got that in Zach Bond, and I need the pulse of the defense, the heart and soul of the defense at the back end. That's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Super Bowl winner. I mean,
I'll say this one,
dominating factor.
No way Howie Roseman's not the GM of the league after they do all
Of course Howie Roseman. Of course he is. I mean, he no. To me, he's that no matter what happens this year. He is that.
You were already talking about Bond, but I think the one that slides under the radar as that has to be re-signed is Mekhi Becton, man.
Oh, and let me say this. Listen, Saquon, I love you. Mekhi Becton being you moving a top 10 pick that was no longer wanted in New York. Again, this time it's the Jets. He went from green and white.
Trash and making it our gold.
He went from a faded green and white to the real green and white, down there. I mean, he didn't have to go that far. He probably drove. I'm in Jersey. I mean, I can come right down to Philly. And that's what I'm saying. It's almost like saying, Mekhi Becton, he got drafted by the wrong team. But I'm gonna tell you who I'm the most happy for. I mean, I know we got Nick Sirianni. You know, you got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, you got Darius Slade, you got Saquon, you got Jalen. I am the most happy for Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham got drafted by the Eagles. He got hurt this season. I remember last year he said, I'm going to come back for one more year. And he said, I remember he said, when he got hurt, he said, look, the only way I can come back and play is if it's for the Super Bowl. And obviously he's saying that optimistically. And it happened, and the video they showed of him with his kids at the end of the game, that dude walking away a 2-time Super Bowl winner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And
that's incredible.
We have to have this conversation now, Ben. We have to have this conversation because we now have multiple guys on the team that are Super Bowl champions, 2-time champions. Lane Johnson's a first ballot Hall of Famer now, correct?
Yes. Lane Johnson is the first ballot Hall of Famer if y'all never go to a Super Bowl. If y'all never go to one, this dude is so good that you forget he's out there because he don't give up any.
No, there was a play. I don't know if you've seen it during the game. Like, he was running off the field. I thought he was hurt. I'm sitting there looking at the screen. They got him lined up as a wide receiver. I'm like, oh, man. Listen, Kellen Moore was pulling out all the stops. Lane Johnson is a special guy. And the fact that he's an all-pro to that point where half the time you don't hear from him because him and Jordan Mailata, unless they get called for a penalty, you do not hear their names because they just them big guys that control the ends. You can't get the first step on them. I don't know how you do it. You have to get them with double moves, and they're so athletic you can't get them. I think Lane is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. The question is now, Brandon Graham had the big sack to stop Brady. He may not have the greatest body of work in the regular season, but he's almost. I think he's got like 70 some sacks or something like that.
Yeah, I mean.
You think he eventually gets in?
He gonna have an outside shot because of what he did it with the same team. I remember when he got drafted out of Michigan, man. I said this guy's going to be a guy that could definitely come off the edge. You know what? I think for Brandon Graham, and I mean this, I don't think he cares about the Hall of Fame because of what he did in Philly. He goes. I mean,
he already know I got the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Graham to me is what Brian Dawkins wanted when he was in Philly. Because I believe if Brian Dawkins wins a Super Bowl as a player, he never goes to Denver. He's not going to Denver. Brandon Graham is the heart and soul of the entire Eagles franchise because he's gonna talk trash to everybody. He backs it up.
Eagle.
And guess what?
Chuck Bednarik was the guy for the 60s and things like that.
Yeah.
He is this decade's face of the Eagles.
And he's beat. Now he get to say, "Oh yeah, I beat Pat Mahomes and I beat Tom Brady. Did it both. Beat them both." I think
the funny thing is the relationship between Brandon and Tom because they're both Wolverines.
And the thing about Brandon Graham, we forget this. He's been in 3 Super Bowls. He's won 2 of them. He's been in 3. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we forget. And Brandon Graham said, well, listen, he said, I got to help change the dynamic of the Eagles. When I came there, we was taking steps. I mean, I've been to 3 Super Bowls. I know guys ain't never been to NFC championship games or even the playoffs. Went to 3, won 2, but the best one was the second one because I got to win it with the guy that we didn't win it with the first time against. And they let Brandon Graham be a freaking captain. Hey, Brandon, what? Go. Because guess what? Go on. And it's almost like Brandon Graham was like, look, man, let me soak all this in. Let me not. Lane Johnson is about as Lane Johnson got that Joe Thomas type game. They just
leave on the island and forget they exist.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Jason Peters was there, and they was like, "Okay, Lane, how we going?" I said, "Look, man, whenever Jason Peters move on, we got to do. We gonna be good. Like, we gonna be rock solid." And you talking about Mulatto? I mean, this dude was a 7th round pick. They beating him up so bad that Mulatto is out there doing Batman quotes. That's how he's out there doing Batman
quotes. I thought that was my favorite, man, of what he did to Commanders. I would wonder what would break first.
That was
spirit or your body, and then his laugh, man, is great.
Y'all, listen, listen. I'm gonna say this. Listen. Soak it all in, man, because I think the rarest thing in sports is what we just saw, not just the dominating, but just the win itself. Because we forget, man, there are players who played. Phillip Rivers played almost 20 years in the NFL. He never went to no Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I think about guys who had incredible careers. They just couldn't get it. Donovan McNabb, 4 straight NFC Championship games, finally make it to the Super Bowl. It's like Jalen Hurts get to say, look, man, most guys lose and never go back. No more. Lose Super Bowl, never go back. I lost. I understood. I gained. It took me going to a Super Bowl the first time to gain the respect of Philly. It took me going and outplaying Patrick Mahomes. Now we lost, but then that 2023 season, man, it could have went so many ways. And people like, dude, what happened to Philly in 2023? They come back in 2024. Nick Sirianni was like, pump your brakes. We did that without Saquon in 2023. You give us Saquon. We bring in Chauncey. Listen, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was with Detroit. He was not on that 2023 team, right? Bond wasn't on that 2023 team. You added some key pieces. And so when he says, so when we come back in 2024, I'm going to add these rookie cornerbacks, right? One going to be from Iowa. I got a white guy playing cornerback, and he nice. What? And he went to Iowa. His name is Cooper, and he is nice. And then I got arguably the best cornerback in the draft out of TC. Man, look. Y'all got
getting Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo is just, I think, we talk about the last 2 drafts. What he did in this draft, it wasn't just that he got them, it's that they, with the exception that Coop got hurt early in preseason and then he missed the first few games, they have literally been contributing since week 1.
Lockdown.
And they were major contributors throughout the season and in the postseason. I think only the 07 Giants had more. I think they had like 8 rookies that contribute to that team. But yeah. I mean, man, it's
how? Like,
I think Chris Converse was a little overzealous sitting there saying Cooper DeJean is the best second-round draft pick of all time. I mean, you have Jalen Hurts sitting right there on the field. I can't argue that point even more. But I mean, I'd love for it to be an Eagle. I think Chris is just stuck in the current moment. Appreciate the love because normally Chris craps on us half the time. So
I mean, hold on, I got it. I want to check something real because this gonna freak my mind. Hold on.
What, the rookie thing, right?
Hold on. Y'all went to the Super Bowl in 2022 and y'all lost. Y'all went to the Super Bowl in 2024 and y'all won. I'm gonna give you a stat that's gonna blow your mind. In 2022, when y'all go to the Super Bowl, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson had 6 picks. In 2024, when y'all go back, he got 6 picks again. Listen to me. When people say what can bring out the best in a player, it's location. It's where you at and how you play where you at. When Chauncey Gardner-Johnson got drafted out of Florida as a nickel corner / safety, people kept saying, oh, well, he's not good enough to play safety. So he gets traded to the Eagles. They get him. Hey, man, obviously, if the GM went to Florida, I'm going to get a Florida guy. That's an easy trade to make, right? But I know how he plays. 6 picks. Goes to Detroit. Detroit has a turnaround. They don't make it to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game. Off season. Hey, man, we got to address some stuff. What do we got to address? We need an enforcer. We need a guy in the back end that is barely 6 feet tall, but he got a presence like freaking Goliath. He commands rooms. He's an alpha dog. He ain't scared of nobody. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, get him on the line. Got him. Then you go get Saquon. Then you go get Bond, right? Hold on. And we ain't even. Then you get freaking Dotson from freaking. We go. What?
For a pack of potato chips.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, the Commanders go, we don't need you, Dotson. Where you going? Hey, man, come on over to so you get Dotson, you get Saquon, you get Bond, you get Chauncey. Are we serious? So for me, when I watch y'all, I see 2 things. I see a team that is bought into what Nick Sirianni is selling, and they really, really love each other, man. They really, really care about
each other. Not just love each other. Like I think one of the things that you can't replace what happened the last 2 years. Like AJ was saying, that you can't rewrite history, but I think they needed that initial loss. They needed to be humbled last season. That made them team. That made them brothers. That's saying, you know what, we can do this. We can fight with each other, but we have to fight for each other too. And they found that connection. Mekhi Becton talked about it. Jordan David, like that, they are legitimately a family. They're not just, that's not my brother. Like that's a rare thing to get when you sit there and have grown men. Like I haven't felt this close to my guy since I was in high school. Man, that just tells you everything you need to know.
It's see, let me tell you something. I take this show with you and me, the fan, the fan in the end. People go, man, why you do a podcast? I said, because I respect Steve. Why? Period. Like, I don't, nope. Because I remember when I used to first come on with you, I said, this dude is an Eagles fan. He represents a real organization. They make real moves. Because the Eagles have always been a team that was respected in the league. Always. I don't care what, if it's the Jaws era. Then you go to the Randall Cunningham era. Then here come Donovan McNabb. Now, after Donovan McNabb, yes, it was a quarterback crisis. Like, what are we going to – because he was there for so long and so consistent. You went through a lot of guys.
Me of the Kevin Kolb era.
Yeah. Listen, with Kevin Kolb, I remember when Kevin Kolb got hurt, I think he got tackled by Clay Matthews. I think it was against Green Bay. He tackled him. When he grabbed him, it's like he made it so he just boom, and then here comes Vic. Like, what? Here comes Michael Vick played for the Philly. I remember Michael Vick Monday Night Football against the then Washington Redskins, LaRon Landry, and freaking Deshaun Jackson, LaRon Landry, Deshaun Jackson talking trash before the game, not knowing they going deep. First play of the game. I just think that with all the Eagles memories now, because this is what we do as former players. I never won a national championship at Florida, but they won. Chris Leak and Tim Tebow, they won after I left. And then Joe Kim Noah and Al Horford, those guys won in basketball. So I started talking like I wasn't a part of it. But I went there. If you are Trotter, you know what I'm saying? If you are Javon Curtis, right? If you are T.O., all these great Eagles that came, if you are Brian Dawkins, if you are Ike Reese, I remember all these Eagles, you get to say, bruh, they validate us so much. We didn't win it, but now, hey, Ike, man, how you feel about them? Hey, man, I knew that but I guarantee you this, he's not going to say this. I guarantee you this. If he would have keep it 100, if you would have asked Andy Reid, where would you rather have won it at? Kansas City or Philly? He going to say Kansas City because he got to say that. But underneath it all, he said, and I'm Philly, man. Like, why? Because Philly is a place that people actually go and visit. Ain't nobody visiting Kansas City. Ain't nobody. So, and look, Pat Mahomes and them, y'all still them. But when Nick Saban, this is when he's at Alabama now. They asked him, what is your biggest regret? He said, leaving LSU. This is while he's at Alabama. They asked Urban Meyer, who won national championships at Florida and Ohio State, what's the better? Florida. There are certain places that when you do it there, that's a different kind of bragging right. So Philly, congratulations.
It's the same thing as like, all right, we're talking about that at football. Like when we're talking to other sports, it's special to win national, NBA championships for Boston or for the Lakers. It's because there's an icon status that goes with those teams in those sports. The same thing in hockey. If the Boston Bruins or the Montreal Canadiens, if they have a prestige about them, it's special to win championships in those places. You also got to mention Edmonton just because of the change that Wayne Gretzky did to that team in the 80s is something what I think we're seeing a lot of other stars doing is like you're starting to see like we're already talking. It's special to win in Philly. Some guys will they want to go to that minuscule place to sit there and say, I brought a championship.
Oh, listen, because once you do that, once you do that, Steve, this is what people are really saying they're going to do. Wait. Because people always, hey, man, you in NFL? Yeah. You win the Super Bowl? Yeah. Who you won with? Philly. Whoa. You won with Philly? Yeah. Wait. Because when you say that, they go, wait. Because then it's, what's your name again? Oh, then the names start. You play with so and so and so and so and so, and it's like Nick Foles. Nick Foles has a statue. They're getting ready for another statue right now. There is no way Nick Foles get a statue and Jalen Hurts don't. There is no way. Jalen Hurts did it. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He won.
Well, Bud Light's the one that donated that statue. We never made that for him, so we have to. We do have to figure that out. I mean, listen, Lincoln Financial Field is a nice big stadium. You can have multiple statues around that.
They got look. The mere fact that Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, has a statue of Philly. This is a fictitious character that has a real. To me, that's iconic. Philly makes it so that when you get a statue here, man, it's because you him, not because you were good, and not because you had a moment. And that's taking nothing away from Nick Foles, right? But let me tell you something. When Cam Newton comes on and say, hey, man, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he ain't iconic. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. He ain't iconic. Yes, the hell Nick Foles is, too. Oh, yes, he is. Because when I'm the first of my kind, what? You better try again. And I think the thing is, when you think about the fact that Jalen Hurts said, I'm really the first of my kind. I started. I'm the opening game starter, and we had ebbs and flows of the season. Kenny Pickett got to come in when I get hurt, right? People was asking about my concussion. You know, how bad is? Do I come back? I'm willing to defer my runs to Saquon, but when everybody watched in the playoffs, who has been the most consistent player in the playoffs? Now, who's had the biggest moments? That's Saquon. Saquon has had the biggest moments, no doubt about it. But the reason why the quarterback position get paid what is played, they touch the ball every play. I can check out of plays. I can improvise.
I think that's the thing that no one gives Jalen credit for. We've seen it so many times. I said it at the beginning of the season. I thought that was the biggest difference between this season and last season is that Jason Kelce was no longer calling the protections and the plays at the line of scrimmage, that Jalen was actually going to be able to see it. It's different from the offensive line position than where you're at a quarterback and you could see everything and move around. I always thought that was going to be the difference. And we've seen it down the stretch. Jalen would check into a pass or check into a run, and it would be spot on the money. You can't teach that. That is. We're all saying, listen, he has the clutch gene. It is in his body.
Of course. Listen, who's gonna play Jalen? Because you know we always talking about these Hollywood stories and E60s and 30 for 30s and Jalen Hurts. Okay. NFL Films, they got the not Super Bowl teams and they got America's team, like the ones that won it. He get to be on both. He get to be on both and say, yeah. But I guarantee you on the one that didn't win the Super Bowl, he gonna say, but before y'all edit this, I'm gonna be back. I know everybody say that, right? Everybody say that. Well, I'm the quarterback. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what we built to do. So when we come back, I don't want to hear anything because I think the thing about Jalen Hurts, his ultimate validation is, I think he's from Texas. He was a baller when he was in high school. That's how you end up at Alabama. I'm 26-2 as a starter, right? They pulled me for this guy named Toda that's from Hawaii, even though he's not Hawaiian. He's not Hawaiian. He's just from Hawaii, right? Then, you know, he throws for all these yards. They pull me in the national championship. He comes in the second half. The next year, you have a good season. He's not playing well in the first half of the AFC Championship game. I come in and win it. I leave. I go to Oklahoma, never to be seen from or heard from again. I'm the Heisman Trophy runner-up. I get drafted in the second round to a team that already has Carson Wentz. Doesn't work out with Carson Wentz. I'm going to get the Boo Birds. Not because it's me, but because I'm not Carson. We want Carson. I get it. Carson has been on 4 or 5 teams since then. Carson has been to Indy. He done been everywhere, right? Carson Wentz is watching what he wanted to do and be. Now, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl when he was there, but and I feel bad that he got, you know, that's the worst RPO ever when he messed up his knee. But Carson Wentz is saying, Jalen, man, what does it feel like? Not the Super Bowl, but to start and finish the season. He goes, well, Carson, here's the thing. They tried to make you something you weren't. Like you athletic, but I've always ran the football. That's why I can squat 600-700 pounds. I squat that me and Saquon in there trying to see who the strongest on the bench. I mean, not on the bench, on the squat. Right? But at the same time now, when we look back at this Philly team, I mean, the first time, Jay Ajayi and Alshon Jeffrey and, you know what I'm saying, Nick Foles and Zach Ertz and Trey Burton and Brent Selleck. I mean, just LeGarrette Blount, just player after player after. So Nick Sirianni said, to win it, I got to have players across the board. I got receivers, tight ends, running backs, D linemen. Check. Touchdowns, interceptions, turnovers, culture, mentality. Nick Sirianni just won a Super Duper Bowl with a bunch of 20-somethings. Ain't a whole bunch of veterans on this team. A bunch of, I want to say 26, 27 is old compared to 22. I mean, Cooper, he just turned 22. Like, on the Super Bowl. So I think they're doing it. It's a young man's game. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got about 6, 7 guys under rookie deals. They rookie, Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just over. All I'm saying is NFL look out. NFC look out.
My last one though, before we wrap this one up. So now the question is, what should KC do next? I mean, I feel a lot of people might be getting ready to turn the page, including the players on the team. I think you might only have a year left with Mahomes, Kelsey, and Reed all together. I think next year will probably be their last year all together. I think Travis will leave and Big Red will probably hang it up no matter what next season. I wasn't surprised that he didn't retire after the game.
Yeah. Wow.
He's been through so much over the years. He has nothing else to prove. He's won everywhere he's been. He's been in Green Bay, he's been in Philadelphia, he's been in Kansas City, and is literally been a big stage in every single one of them. I mean, the pantheon of head coaches, it's probably Chuck Noll, Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, and Andy Reid.
Yeah. If Andy Reid would have won, he would have been in the GOAT conversation, no doubt. I mean, like,
then that's the other thing. Mahomes is out of the GOAT conversation.
Okay, yeah. Mahomes out of the GOAT conversation.
Is back at number 2, and Brady's
yes. Mahomes is out of it. But I will say this to answer your question: Kansas City gonna have to really rethink what they want to do on offense. And the reason why I say it is, when Kansas City was winning, they were dominating on offense. They had the Tyreek Hills of the world to go along with the Travis Kelce of the world. So I had guys that I could get you for some. I could beat you in the intermediate routes. I could beat you deep. Because the thing about Xavier Worthy, he's just fast. Like, people ain't afraid of his speed. He's fast in a straight line. Kansas City won a lot of different ways this year. I don't think that's Kansas City going to have to decide what type of culture they want and what type of team they want. Because I still think Patrick Mahomes can throw it with the best of them. Still one of the best players, if not the best player in the world.
He's QB number 1, no matter what.
Yeah, it's like this. When I look at Philly, I see a certain culture on that team. And people say, well, what is their culture? Young and gritty and grimy. They finna get at you. They gonna get at you in all kinds. Pick your poison offense. You want us to beat you dinking and dunking. You want us to throw it. You want us to run it, right? On defense, you want us to send 4 and drop 7. You want us to beat you. You can't throw the ball on us. When I see Kansas City, I see Patrick Mahomes. I see a guy that they put in everything on his shoulders. And guess what? He can't do that no more. Like, look, man, I can still be Superman. I can't be Superman without a Robin, without a Batman, without the Avengers. I need other people around him because we forget how good those guys were around him. I like DeAndre Hopkins, but he ain't Tyreek Hill. You forget that Juju Smith-Schuster even played for Kansas City most of the time. Pacheco runs hard, but Pacheco runs hard when the games are still meaningful. It doesn't mean anything when you're running hard for 5 yards and the game is over. And Kareem Hunt, he's a good player, but I think that they need younger players at the receiver
younger
position.
Difference makers on the backfield at the wide receiver position, and they do need help on defense.
Yes, I think that their defense has some players to build around. But if you don't give Patrick Mahomes better weapons, at the skill positions, because they're going to be good enough to be real good in the regular season, and then and guess what? It'll be 2025, 2026 season, and Philly going to be like this, hello, we're not going anywhere. Right? We're not. Like, Patrick Mahomes will turn 30 this year. Cooper DeJean that picked him off will be 30 in 8 years. I'm just like, that's what you're dealing with, right? 8 years from now, the guy that picked you off as a rookie, right, will be your age and you will be close to 40. I think that when a player starts getting to 30 or close to 30, because I want to say Travis Kelce like 34, 35, something like that.
Yeah, that's why I said Travis got a year left.
Yeah, they're going to have to go all in 2025. The same way they did when they won their first one, because they're looking at the landscape around them saying, dude, the Bills are good now. They reload. When you start talking about, a team like Detroit, you start talking about, different teams around the league. Baltimore is going to be there. They're going to keep coming. The Bills going, and I'm talking about teams that are good enough to beat you, not teams you play. Detroit is good enough. Philly has already proved it. The Bills beat you in the regular season. Lamar Jackson still play for the Ravens. It's teams out there that are still, and here's the thing. The wild card and all this, if Cincinnati can get their act together, they got Joe Burrow, they got Jamar Chase, they got T. Higgins, they got some players. I think for Kansas City going to have to decide two things. Do we want to get our skill position right on offense, and are we ready to compete in an AFC that's tired of us? Because guess who else can be scary if they get a player? If the Las Vegas Raiders can get a quarterback, they can give Crosby some help on defense.
They can watch out for the Raiders, but I also say the Chargers have a good foundation too.
Yes, Harbaugh. Listen, you're gonna have to deal with both Harbaughs. One out there in LA, the others in Baltimore, and both of them got really well. Harbaugh in LA, he got a better defense, than his brother over there in Baltimore. But I think for Kansas City, the one thing that they don't like is they just got exposed. And how do they get exposed? What they're gonna really have to do with all this we said. If you don't get better offensive line play, it's not gonna matter. Because
I already said that moving Joe Theeney over to tackle in that game was going to cause them problems, and it did. Even when they pull guards to try to get help on the one side, like you've seen Baldy posted up at least 10 times already. Nolan Smith absolutely destroying the guard in the hole, completely blowing up the play where him and Milton Williams wind up tackling Pacheco 3 yards deep in the backfield. On a second down where I think it was like 2nd and 3 after Mahomes found a nice little play. Like, it's things like that. It just, you can't keep putting yourself in that position. You have to get good up front if you're Kansas City on both sides of the ball. If I'm them, I also put I look around and see if I can move up in the draft. Move on from Chris Jones. He's starting to get some miles up there. They're gonna have to do some creative things.
Yeah. They got some big contracts. You mentioned Chris Jones. That's a big contract, big one. And here's another thing. They're going now that 10-year contract or whatever Patrick Mahomes, some of that money's they're going to have to rework that because some of that money is going to be too big, because the key to doing anything is how you move money around. Joe Burrow has already come out and say, man, rework my contract because I want T. Higgins back. I want y'all to sign Jamar Chase. The reason why Tom Brady won all he won is because he deferred money. Look, I'm not the highest paid, but I want to win them super dupers. And guess what?
And with Moss too. He's the one that made Moss happen. Everyone totally forgets about that. Just remembers that they got put together. No, Tom went to the front office and said, what is it going to take to make this happen? I need myself a killer down for you.
And I'm trying to tell you, the biggest problem for Kansas City is Jalen Hurts and his ability to improvise, because he can calm A.J. Brown down. They've already had their scuffles. We've already dealt with it. Devonta Smith, he's the humblest. He's the best number 2 receiver in the league.
He's such a Southern boy, man. He is such a Southern boy.
He's humble, but underneath it all, he said, man, I won the freaking Heisman at receiver. So I think I'm him, and I got the numbers to prove it. I think that complementary pieces on any team will be the reason why you win championships. The stars going to line, but I need to, you know what I'm saying? And I think the thing about Kansas City, they don't got complementary pieces. They got pieces. They're not complementary. And I think when you go out and get an Xavier Worthy because he ran the fastest time in the combine to try to replace Tyreek Hill can run routes. He ain't just fast. So, hey, it's Kansas City just got exposed, and only good teams or great teams can expose great teams. So they got exposed, and the biggest weakness they got is They got an offensive line that needs to be retooled. They got to get some complimentary. If your starting receivers are, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, and DeAndre Hopkins, no one's afraid of that. I keep saying it. They are on. Listen, most of the time, their receivers be on milk cartons, man. They are missing. You don't even remember Juju in the Super Bowl. You don't even remember. DeAndre Hopkins caught that touchdown pass, but it was garbage time. It's like if Travis Kelce is making it go.
Anything they did after 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I didn't count anyways.
Think about that. The game
was over. Game ended 40-6 for me, and those 2 touchdowns you got in the last 2 minutes of the game mean absolutely nothing to me. All it did is save Patrick Mahomes from the ridicule that he should have gotten.
That's That's that stuff they hate in Vegas because a lot of people, they got the point. Oh my God, he scored. It's garbage. It's like a player that lost, by 20 and 30, but he had 500 yards passing. Yeah, because the game was over. Like listen, everybody on the Philadelphia Eagles got a chance to play in the Super Bowl, like meaningful snaps in the Super Bowl. Everybody. That only happens in college and high school. Hey man, go in. What? Get in, man. The game's over. Really? Yeah. Like backup linebackers, the backup DBs, the backup.
That was the special moment for the Eagles players is that you're up so much is that the guys that the 53 guys that are on that roster all got to be on the field that day. And one last thing before we do it, did Jake Elliott shut up the people that were crying about him missing the regular season field goals because the guy has the most points in Super Bowl history for a kicker?
Yes, he did. And here's the thing, right? You're a great team when they nitpicking everything. They gonna nitpick every small, minute thing. Ellie was like, you know what, man? Sometimes I got to be reminded I'm the kicker for Philly. I got to be reminded who I kick for. I'm not just a kicker. I kick for Philly, which means people know who I am walking around the city. Like I can't just go shopping and be like, hey, Jake, we know that's you. It's cool, man. Like But here's the thing, though. What you got to say now? Nothing. Because what's your best kick? My next kick. If I missed the previous one, I got to make the next one. If I made the previous one, I got to make the next one. I am human, right? I am human. But I'm also a Super Bowl champ. So call me what you want. Just make sure. Don't mean to listen, when Jalen Carter was going up Nick Sirianni, pointing to that ring finger. Dude, I won an SEC championship in college, man. I never, I made it to the playoffs one time in the NFL. I don't know what that feeling's like, but I know that ring is fixing to be blinged out. And the thing is, the two greatest thing is, are you a Super Bowl champ? Yes. Who did y'all play? Kansas City. Got your Mahomes in them? Yeah. We didn't beat them. We took our belt. Just listen, we took them back to the woodshed. We beat them like a like a redheaded stepchild, whatever analogy you want to get on a beat down. When you look at beat down in the dictionary, they be like, I keep on typing in and keep on coming. Philly beats Kansas City. Yeah, just look at that first half. You knew this is different. When they went at halftime and Kendrick Lamar came and shut the stage down, and then they come back, people are like, all right, Kansas City, now let's show them what we can do. You know what Philly said? Show us what.
Mouth again.
Do y'all got a different team? Y'all got different players? Because y'all got the same guys that just ran the locker room. Yeah, you got some Gatorade. What you stretching for? No.
I think they were demoralized before the halftime show even started, and they were just
it was to those announcers who there are certain quarterbacks that these certain announcers just go crazy on. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. What happened when Jalen Hurts is doing all the post-game interviews? Because his interviews are upbeat. And then it's like the post-game press conference with Patrick Mahomes, the sound is bad, the lights are dark. So Patrick, what happened? You saw it. We got the hell beat out of us. Did y'all watch it? It's like this, man. Wait, I got to go get bandaged. Listen, I'm Patrick Mahomes. I'm the only soon-to-be 30-year-old in professional sports that has a mohawk. No one's going to say anything about it. It's fine. But I'm like you, Steve. This is what y'all really did. Y'all killed the noise. I get sick of the Kansas City Chiefs noise. And now it's subsided. Now, let's see if they're going to get the same love to Philadelphia. Because Philadelphia said, look, No one likes us but us, and that's how we like it. We don't want it. No, don't come over to our side. Don't try to say we knew you could do it, Jalen. Lies. Don't try to say we knew you could do it, Nick Sirianni. Lies. Just keep that same energy, and when you see us, we're gonna punch you in the face. We're gonna punch you in the face, and the police. Listen, we're gonna punch you in the face in front of the police officer. We don't care, because in Philly, man, as a person that got to play against y'all one time up there in Philly, y'all live up to the reputation. Whatever you say about Philly, it's probably 99% true. These people, the fans, are just 100% loyal. And listen, and the only thing Philadelphia Eagles fans don't like is opposite color jerseys, especially NFC East. Now they have a true disdain for the Giants, for the Cowboys and for the Commanders. But any other jersey, now if there's a Kansas City Chiefs fan in Philadelphia, be careful out there. Not that they're gonna do anything to you, but the trolling is gonna be at 2 million.
Listen, the fact that before halftime, Mahomes got a picture of him with the pouty lip out, I was like, it's over, dude. They're done. And that right there is going to be troll material for the next at least 5 years.
Listen, he's telling the refs, why aren't you calling anything? You're not calling anything. They're not doing anything. Oh, my God. I did call it. Remember, I got that BS offensive PI? That's the worst. That was not pass interference on A.J. Brown. McDuffie just got peed.
And then the one on Goddard where they're sitting there calling. Oh, it's over his head.
Goddard's like,
did he not have it in his hand? Did the ball not hit his hand? Listen, so how are you going this? He couldn't catch it. He hit his hand.
And then McDuffie, I know you don't believe this, but we're looking right at you. What? We didn't go like this. No. And we slow this millisecond $1 million slow motion camera down to go. That is whose hands is that? That's Dallas's. Did it touch it? Yeah. And then maybe McDuffie just mean he's taller than me. Like he's taller. That's I don't know. Congrats. Listen, soak it up. That's what. Hey man, that's been the three of them, 1, 2 of them. And dare I say, Jalen Hurts is saying, no. Jalen Hurts saying, I don't want that. I don't want the Aaron Rodgers or the Russell Wilsons, the ones that or the Joe Flacco.
I don't want ones.
I don't want the Nick Foles or the Trent Dilfers. I'm coming for Ben Roethlisberger. I'm coming for Eli Manning. I'm coming for them guys that got 2. Then I'm coming for Pat Mahomes. Because people kept saying what was going to be the quarterback to break it up, this Patrick Mahomes love affair. People thought it was going to be Lamar. People thought it was going to be, Joe Burrow. They thought it was, nope, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. Nope. His first name Jalen, last name Hurts. And guess what? Love hurts, man. Especially when he gave you that brotherly love or that brotherly shove. I kept saying it. I said, Jalen Hurts is going to win the Super Bowl MVP. And he won it. And as soon as he won it, he told Jordan, hey, man, cue the commercial. Hell yeah. Cue the commercial right now. And like, you hate that he did this. You hate that he did. Jalen Hurts is him. And like I said, man, Jalen, you're going to have a stomach full of cheesesteaks if you eat. You got to eat them. You play in Philly. You better not be no vegan. That's ridiculous. Just saying. Good stuff, though.
Let's put an end on this one. It was a great one. Obviously, we're everyone in Philadelphia is excited. It should be interesting. Friday at the parade.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Are you look? Y'all be careful out there at that parade, man.
I'm just trying to get there early to see them around Broad and Patterson. I'm not gonna sit there and try to mess with the center city.
Here's what I want. I hope it goes viral. Get close enough to him, Steve, and throw Saquon a beer and see if he. I saw him chugging one, so try to get one.
Shotgunning it. Yeah.
See if he'll shotgun it and have him point to. Listen. Here's the thing. This is what people don't get. Throw it to him, have him chuck it, and have him throw it back to you. I mean, Saquon, throw it back. Hey, Saquon, Bach, this is hey. Y'all finna this the time. Y'all don't paint the town red. Y'all gonna paint it green. Whatever y'all paint it.
Kelly Green, baby, Kelly Green. But This was a good one. We got a fun one for you next week. Obviously, we were supposed to have some things happen for this show, but weather conditions kind of changed things up. Do not mix the show next week, the 19th, same time, same place. We have basically a Philadelphia sports icon joining us.
I'm about to say, I can't wait. I can't wait to have him on. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. even better now, because we're gonna be talking about Super Duper Bowls, baby.
Yes, sir. So make sure you guys are locked in. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all the platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and make sure you're giving Ben a follow and some love on the social media platforms as well. Make sure you check him out on Facebook, Instagram, X. There, he's got a couple other programs outside of what we do here at the Fan in the End. Make sure you guys are checking that out as well, man.
Listen, y'all. Listen, let me tell you what Steven and Wiley really trying to do. They're trying to make me become a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I can see it. My brother's an Eagles fan. I already root for the Birds. They just dirty. They just the dirty Birds. I'm gonna consult with my people. They already telling me hell no, but I'm gonna consult with them and say, hey, can I have another team? They're gonna say yes. It's called the Titans. It's called the Raiders. It's called the Bucs. No, not the teams I played for. What about a real team? No. So I'm just saying. If I
don't know about a real team, maybe a real fan base. All those names you names are real teams. They are.
If I come here with a contract that says I'm no longer a Falcons fan, it's something bad. Well, I got to be a Falcons fan because somebody got to root against these Saints. I'm never rooting against the Saints. But shout out to them Birds. Shout out to every last player. Nick Sirianni from player 1 to player 53. Jalen Hurts, sir. Enjoy the hell out of it. And every time you get a chance to look into that camera, just look at that camera and say, look, they just mad because they ain't mad because it's me. They mad because it ain't them. But all they got to do is beat us. But ask Kansas City how hard that is. Extremely difficult. And Saquon.
Everyone forgets we beat Kansas City last year, too.
I'm just saying, man, look, Saquon. Just go, listen, send the Eagles some flowers or something. Send them something. You know what I'm saying? Send them a cheesesteak. Send the GM and DeBowl a cheesesteak. Hey, man, we got a cheesesteak from Saquon. And they got the cameraman on like, eat it. What's wrong with it? Nothing. Did y'all bring it from Philly? I don't know. You got Uber Eats. I don't know. Eat it.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Oh, my God. I love it.
This is a fun one. Again, guys, follow, like, subscribe. Check us out next week. Big Philadelphia Eagles sports legend joining us. Should be a fun one. Hopefully, we get JB back on here with us next week. Have a full house. Have some fun. Like, subscribe, check it out. Be safe this Friday, Philadelphia Eagles fans. Don't do anything more stupid. Definitely love the video of Sunday night. Most of the people down in Center City holding a guy in a wheelchair up, making sure he can see everything like that. That's the stuff I want to see. I don't want to see the light poles. I don't want to see idiots falling off of traffic signs or anything. I want to see what the real side of the Philadelphia fan base is, the ones that these players really truly fell in love with and why they play their butts off for us. But another fun one in the books. I'm Steve. He's Ben. This was the Fan in the End. We will catch you guys next time, my friends. Peace out.